I welcome you all for today's session. Now we will be discussing structural engineer, geotechnical engineer, and hydraulic engineer. So these are the three different fields in engineering. In connection with the different fields of engineering, currently we are focusing in these three engineering work. Now let us start from the work of structural engineering, and it is a branch of civil engineering that involves the application of the law of physics. So this is the backbone of civil engineering. So the structural engineering makes sure that whatever you build, the civil engineer will build a structure, and the structural engineer applies the law of physics, mathematical equation, everything for a building. So they receive a plan from an architect, and whatever the architect is planning, he receives that and he makes into a structure, and through his analysis and design experience, what he does is he makes the plan come into true. So before construction there is a stage called designing, and an architecture gives a plan. Soon after getting the plan, nobody will be constructing. And what happens after receiving the plan? The structural engineer works into the plan and he makes the structure a safe structure in order to live. If you are planning for a dam or a building or skyscrapers, whatever may be your structure, the structural engineer makes the structure safe. He gives the sufficient amount of material and strength to the structure to withstand whatever might be the force. The force might be wind, cyclone, earthquake. So he uses these laws and principles and he applies to the plan and makes sure that these are the size of a structure. Say for example, if he is giving a beam size of 0.5 meter by 1 meter size. So he gives that kind of size to a beam or column or whatever might be the structural element. He makes sure that the structure is safe even after the load. You can see a structure here which is being vibrated due to the load, and these models are vibrated to an earthquake load. So during an earthquake, he stimulates a model. So he exactly makes computer model and he examines for each earthquake, and he makes sure that if the structure is failing in this model, in this computer model, he changes the dimension and he gives the improved elastic stability, strength to the structure, and then he checks again and finally he confirms that the structure is safe to construct. The principle of structural engineering were used thousands of years ago when the building structure like pyramid in Egypt, Acropolis in Greece. Without the principle of the physics and mathematics, these pyramids and other ancient monuments cannot be built. Before the term structural engineering, these concepts exist, and the structural engineers are trained professionals who are responsible for making that the structure we use in daily life, like bridges, tall buildings, are safe and stable and do not collapse under an applied load. So this is a model of building what is proposed to be constructed. You can see there is a foundation here and it is being designed as per the soil investigation report, and after that the respective floor and what are the facilities has to be given, which is being designed by the structural engineers, and they will check the stresses and deformation. If there is any deformation above the limit, if the building is deflecting abnormally, he will check before construction, and they do this by applying their technical knowledge to specify different types of construction material in various shape, geometric and design structure which can withstand pressure and stresses such as gravity loads, storms and even earthquake. So after making this model, this model is being loaded before constructing for earthquake, and wind force is being generated by the software. So certain softwares are available, and by using those softwares, the structural engineers make this design. What are the roles of structural engineers? Here is a term called efficient design. So for safety purpose, we can make a very large structure. So say for example, we can use too much of material in order to make safety. But what happens, you keep on increasing your safety, the cost of the construction also increases. So we need optimum design. That is, we cannot spend more. So what is required? What is sufficient? And for that, optimum design and efficient design is being made. And the structural engineers collaborates with different people. They are the architect, the owner of the building, and the person who is going to construct the structure, that is a site engineer. He discusses with these person before construction, while construction, and after construction in order to make sure the structure is safe. After the plan is received, what happens? The structural engineers gives the first set of executive design documents. So after receiving from the plan, so the site engineers who are working in the construction field will be having the design drawings. So by this drawings, the construction engineer, that is site engineer, will proceed the work. Okay. Now, so next comes the geotechnical engineering. And if you want to construct, there are two major things: what you see above the soil and what is there below the soil. So if you want to speak about the structure which is there above the soil, and all the components are being designed by structural engineers, and below the structure, if you want to raise a 100-meter height of a structure, at least you need 20 meter of depth of foundation. So certain part of structure has to be built below the soil. So geotechnical, what do you mean by geo is earth. So these engineering deals with study of the earth, and they study the soil. So what are the types of structure and what are the precautionary measures which has to be taken in order to construct a structure. So before construction, see, what I discussed with you is structural engineers make the design for a structure, and before construction, these geotechnical engineers give the soil report. So they test the soil. So either it is capable of handling pressure. So how much pressure these soil are able to handle, these soils are able to bear. So they give these reports, these valuable reports. We see number of structure which is being toppled or which is being collapsed due to soil failure. So the soil will be settling, and due to the settlement of soil, the structure might be failing. So these are all due to the non investigation of the soil report, that is geotechnical report. So this engineering deals with the study of soil, and it deals only about the engineering side only. They don't go about physics side, and study gives a better understanding of how to construct and how much is the strength of soil and what are all the subsurface scenario for a construction. And the major soil study for geotechnical engineers will be clay, silt, sand, rock and snow are the important materials in geotechnical. And below the soil, not only you will be having purely soil, you will be having rocks and geophysics. There are some fault available. So these comes under geophysics and hydrogeology, that is hydrology. Hydrology in the sense groundwater. So the capacity of water, the potential of groundwater, the recharge of groundwater, which could be studied. are the associated disciplines such as geology, and geotechnical engineering and engineering geology are a branch of civil engineering. So these two fields comes under the civil engineering branch, and this is what I highlighted. Not all the soil are similar. See, there is a property of soil called liquefaction. So you can see even a human can jump in a soil and this soil behaves like a liquid. So under this kind of structure, can you build a house? What happens to that house? So can you imagine that? So in order to understand this property before construction, the geotechnical engineer roles plays a vital role. He investigates the subsurface condition and the materials. So before a construction, these geotechnical engineers go and explore the soil. So they will bore the soil. While boring, you will get number of soil samples and the soil character, and the determination of relevant physical, mechanical and chemical properties of the soils is being studied by him. They will take some sample and they will study all these three characters, and the design of earthwork and retaining structure. That is what you mean by retaining structure is, dam is a retaining structure. What it retains? It retains water. The embankment retain soil. So if you are moving through a hill, the slopes of the hills are being retained by these embankments, and sanitary landfills and deposits of hazardous waste. So you can see the wastes are deposited in a certain land. So these lands are being embanked by this soil and tunnel and structural foundation. So all these works comes under geotechnical engineering. So below the soil, the tunnel is being constructed, and for making a tunnel, the geotechnical engineers plays a vital role, and monitoring of site condition, earthwork and foundation of construction. So the design of foundation will be done by structural engineer. So the geotechnical engineer parallelly works on the character of earthwork, and he monitors the foundation, and he evaluates the stability of natural slopes and man-made soil deposits, and landslides might be a case while construction. So these are the things comes under the geotechnical engineer roles, and he assess the risk and predict, prevent and he mitigates the damages caused by natural hazards such as major hazards such as landslide, rock slide, sinkholes and volcanic eruptions. So these are the things which will be identified by the geotechnical engineers. Okay. So adjacent to geotechnical engineer, the foundation engineering is a thing which is dealt under the soil. See, after identifying the soil parameter, here you can see the natural soil is at one color, at red color, and you can see there are number of soil layers. This is gray color and this is light brown in color, and you can see there are different layer of soil. So these soil have different strength and different mechanical properties. Geotechnical engineer will investigate this property, and after investigation you need to construct the house. So for constructing the house, the foundation is required from the natural level. See, this is the place where we will be having the natural level, and below that you will be having the foundation, and the foundation is a sub branch of the geotechnical engineering. This deals with design and construction of different types of footing, and this study is of vital importance for foundation of building, since there is a vertical rise of the building. The foundation engineering is not as large as geotechnical engineering, so it has limited scope for only for building purpose. So that is why it is being a complementary while studying geotechnical engineering. And okay, now let us come to hydraulic engineering. Hydro in the sense water. So the study of water is known as hydraulic engineering. In aspect of engineering, so the water can be studied by physics people, and mathematicians can study the property of the water. We are only dealing in engineering terms. So how the water is being handled. This is a branch as a subdiscipline of civil engineering which is concerned with flow and conveyance of fluids. So what are the fluids? So this engineering deals with flow and conveyance, how you transfer and how the water is flowing to each and every land to be irrigated. And also principally water and sewage. So there are two fluids which has to be dealt. One is water and other one is sewage. So for each and every house you need water for consumption, and after the consumed water will be a sewage. So this sewage water has to be transmitted to the disposal. These two things are being majorly dealt in the residential houses. So these things comes under hydraulic engineering. One feature of this system is an extensive use of gravity. So if you want to make the water flow, you need any force. So if the water is static, the water will not flow. If the water has to flow, you need some force. So if you take the help of gravity, so without any energy consumption or without any pump, you can flow the water from one area to another area. So this needs a engineering. So that is why hydraulic engineering majorly deals with the gravity of the flow of water. So he identifies the amount of energy of water, and without any cost, the hydraulic engineer makes the water to move from one place to another by using the gravitational force. So this area of civil engineering is intimately related to the design of bridges, dams, canals, channels, and leaves, and to both sanitary and environmental engineering. And all the structure is related to water. So bridges are constructed over the water, dams used to store the water. All the things deals with the water. So hydraulic engineering deals with the water oriented structures. And what is the role of hydraulic engineer? It is concerned with transportation of sediment by the river and the interaction of water with alluvial boundaries in an open channel. See, you can observe a water flow here. So while a water is flowing, there will be sediments. So that is the sand will be available. So the water not only flows, it also transmits the sediments. So there will be small particles which will be transported. So these things will be studied by the hydraulic engineer. So what is the use of that? If you build a dam, what happens? Slowly the water will be flowed towards the dam and it deposits the sand and it deposits the sediment. What happens? Within a certain amount of time, within certain amount of years, the dam reduces the capacity due to the soil deposition. So hence it is being identified and removed by the hydraulic engineers. The identification of occurrence of score and deposition. And he gives the conceptual design. The design is done by a structural engineer, so the conceptual design is being given by the hydraulic engineer. There is a difference between conceptual design and a design. So the hydraulic engineer here knows the behavior of water, so he gives the conceptual design for construction of dams, culvert, highways, canal, spillway, and for irrigation structure these hydraulic engineer helps a lot. And for hydroelectric power plant, so water is not only used for residential houses, these water used to generate power. So for hydroelectric power plant, water supply, irrigation and navigation. So you can transfer the ship from harbor to, so there should be a canal. Yes, we came to the end of our session. In this session, we have dealt three type of engineering, that is structural engineering, geotechnical engineering and hydraulic engineering. So we have dealt what do you mean by these engineers and where they are working and what are their specific work. Okay, I hope that you got some information regarding this session, regarding this title, and happy learning. See you again. Thank you.